So around Thanksgiving, I picked up one of these Vevor faceting machines to try to make jewelry out of glass, which I do. And I've really enjoyed the machine. It's a nice quality build, but I noticed quickly that there's some upgrades that you can make to the machine. So I want to share some of the things that I've made. I know you can go online and find some of this stuff from other people, but I decided since I have a 3D printer and I have the skills to design some things, that I'd make my own upgrades. So first of all, kind of just go over the things I've done so far. Is first I've put a cover on the top here, a splash guard, I guess you could call it, to kind of help keep things a little bit cleaner. I found that this is helping a lot keep my area clean, especially when I'm cutting glass. And yeah, simple, but works really well. It's still got the cutout for the water here in the side. And then the next thing I did was I removed the little window here that normally would be for making girdles or the edges of things, but I've now made a little slide window. I'm sure you guys have all seen kind of similar concepts, but this just will now slide out of the way, and that way you can keep the piece on the machine without risking of losing it, setting it down somewhere, dropping it. The next thing I made was a nice little mount for this small, tiny little magnetic angle finder. So this is like a really, really tiny angle finder, and that just magnetically mounts down to the quill so that you can adjust the angle and get a little bit more precision out of the actual unit without having to use the analog protractor that comes on the unit. So nice little upgrade feature there. This is a little rechargeable unit too, so you can just plug it in with USB when you want. The next thing I did was I added a couple of knurled knobs here so I can adjust the mast and remove the disc. So I have a little knurled knob on there too, so you don't need any tools. I could get away with it with my hands previously, but this just kind of helps a little bit better. It makes it a little nicer to work with. And then the last thing I did was I made this little spacer tool that goes right between the quill and the index wheel. So that way you have the ability to free spin the actual arm here. So in case you want to do like round girdles, or if you want to do some sort of round shape, then you don't have to worry about the index wheel or taking it off or trying to work around that. So you just stick it in here and it just kind of pushes the index wheel out enough so that you don't have to worry about having to hold it back every time you want to spin the actual quill. You can just kind of free spin it. So those are a couple of the upgrades I've made. I have a lot of other cool ideas that I want to make for this thing. Some tool holders for DOPs and just all sorts of little ideas. I have a couple other things that I've made, but I'll keep those for another video. These are just some of the simple upgrades I've made, sharing with you guys. If there's anybody interested, you can reach out and I can hook you up with all the same stuff for your Vevor. All right, cheers.